Dude, I freaking live for these lists.
The following announcement has been paid for by the Put Me Over podcast.
Here's my list of top 5 wrestling big men of all time. These are in no particular order, just my personal favorite. Spoiler alert, Giant Gonzales and Great Khali aren't on this list. Let me know if you agree with my list. If you don't, then you're probably wrong. Andre the Giant has to be on this list. I mean, he was your first really powerful big dude, obviously. He helped put Hulk Hogan over. He was a circus freak. He was in Princess Bride. He was huge. Obviously a good worker. Definitely put those asses in the seats. There's no debating that Andre the Giant is arguably the best big man of all time, but he's definitely in the top 5, so he's on this list. The Big Show has to make this list. Just based on longevity alone. I mean, from his time with the Dungeon of Doom all the way up to now, we're going to look back on his career as one of the better ones. He's been there forever. He's won all sorts of different titles, been in big time angles. He's never been the guy, but yeah, he's definitely in the top 5 big time of all time. I know that one's probably a lot of people are going to disagree with, but you're wrong. The Big Show has to be in the top 5. Vader has to make this change the game for big men. I was just surprised at how agile he was. Not only were his power moves insane, like the Vader bomb and all those things, his stiff style, like that elephant mask, that elephant mask was amazing. The dude can freaking do a moonsault, and he was around 400 pounds. I don't know if that's a kayfabe 400, but he's definitely on this list. I think he was ahead of his time, so imagine him wrestling like AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan. At his big size, so agile, he can definitely right now I think he would have thrived. Vader's definitely on this list also because the dude was also on Boy Meets World. A Bam Bam Bigelow. I think he's similar to Vader as far as like being one of those big men who were just so agile. His ability to move in the ring, had some great matches with Shawn from what I remember. One thing about Bam Bam that sticks out to me is legitly scary. Like, I would ask my dad, what the fuck? This guy has freaking tattoos on his head. And he looked crazy racist. So imagine seeing him out of, the arena or the wrestling ring. It would terrify me. Rest in peace. But even if he were alive today and I saw him walking around, I'd immediately think he hated Asians. And fear for my life. And obviously the best big man of all time has to go to The Undertaker. There's no doubt. Undertaker has crazy longevity, legendary matches, arguably the best match of all time, arguably the best character of all time. I'm not talking about the American Badass either. He was kayfabe a lot of his career, a lot. The Undertaker was able to stay kayfabe for the most part for a long period of his career, which is, that's an accomplishment in itself. I think that's my 5. So we have, this is in no particular order. We have Bam Bam, Vader, Big Show, Andre, and Undertaker. So Bam Bam, Vader, Big Show, Andre, Undertaker. Let me know if you disagree. There was a couple people that was on the fringe, like Kane or Mark Henry. They're top 10, I think, just because of what they did. But yeah, I would replace, if it was tough. It was like pulling teeth between Bam Bam and Mark Henry or Kane. Those 3 are around that fringe top 5 maybe. If I'm missing people, let me know. I probably am. Some of you indie marks will probably name some wrestler who wrestled in a death match that I don't care about. I'm just talking about my personal favorite top 5, but let me know if you agree, disagree. Who would you put? Who would you take out? Let us know, guys. Later.